So tell us a little bit about the book. What is it about?
So, title of the book is The Sacking of Fallujah, A People's History. And it's a revisionist account of the 3 sieges of Fallujah, starting with the US-led sieges in 2004, and then more recently the Iraqi-led siege in 2016. So I say revisionist because, during the US-led occupation of Iraq, there were a number of military accounts of these operations written, which really sort of just omitted the perspectives and experiences of Fallujahans. So we tried as much as we could to capture their perspective and to retell this story through their eyes as much as possible.
Okay. And what made you want to write this book?
Well, of course my interest with this topic starts with, I was a Marine in Iraq in 2004. I participated in the second siege of Fallujah. And although I didn't really fully understand what I was participating in, I still kind of understood that what I was being told by my command wasn't the full story. So once I got out, it took a couple years, but I eventually got involved in the anti-war movement. I think by 2010, I started an organization called the Justice for Fallujah Project. And it was basically just sort of an organization to raise public awareness about these operations and their human consequences. Then around the same time, I started writing a series of op-eds for The Guardian. So I started kind of trying to have these very public conversations, but it was happening primarily through social media, and as you might imagine, the comment section on a news article isn't the most productive place for these sorts of conversations. So I tried building a website, and part of what I wanted to do was to just compile as much documentation as I could, journalism, human rights reports, whatever. I created a primer on the operations in Fallujah, a reading list, just as a way to try to have more productive public conversations. And throughout all of this, I was in contact with my 2 co-authors on this book, Richard Hill, who co-authored a really great book called Erasing Iraq, and Donna Mulhern, who is a journalist and human rights activist. She was working as a human shield during the first siege of Fallujah. At a certain point, we just decided that the bulk of the materials written about Fallujah are really propagandistic in nature, and I can explain why in a second. And there's almost nothing, portraying these events through the eyes of Fallujahans. So around 2013, I think that's when we started this project, and here we are in 2019. It's finally getting published. So it's been a long journey.